Welcome to our 24 hours with Final Fantasy 15.
The game that after what? How many years have we waited? I feel like 15 years we've waited for it.
I think it's more along the lines of 10, but I guess for framing, 15 works better.
Yeah, I guess so.
So 24 hours with is another podcast that we do that is more close to a review, but not exactly one.
Yeah, it's a discussion. We don't like reviews because reviews are kind of subjective to who you are, whereas this is more of a discussion where you can listen and take away what you want. We won't say to you, for instance, we don't have a score at the end. We have a buy, don't buy, wait kind of system. Or we might have some few notes about individual breakdowns of consoles, but we just more have a discussion where we talk about 24 hours with it.
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to start things off with a mild spoiler tag for the stuff that we talk about and some of the video footage that you'll be seeing. All the footage that I've actually recorded for this review only takes place in Chapter 1, so you should be fine with spoilers in that aspect.
And it's all PS4 footage because, as we'll get on, the Xbox version is a bit special.
And as for the discussion-wise, I only really go up to the end of Chapter 2, as that's all I played with so far. So let's start with, so what system are you playing on, Alessandro?
I think it's the Atari 8200.
Oh, I heard good things about the Atari 8200.
I'm playing on the Xbox One. I'm playing, on the Xbox One, the launch edition Xbox One, not the Xbox One S. What about you?
I've been playing on the original PS4, not the Pro.
I've played 20 minutes on the Pro at my friend's house.
I've heard the patch isn't there yet though for like the 4K update. I've heard it's just the
It still looks better though, even without the patch.
Yeah, it's like a little framework. It's frame rate improvement on the Pro. I've heard it's a stable 30 FPS. Although I actually haven't come across that many frame drops in it on my version. I'm sure Alex is gonna be dying to tell you about.
The only other thing I want to mention is also, and this is quite an interesting review. I've never, ever, ever played a Final Fantasy game before. This is my first ever Final Fantasy game. I only got into it because I really enjoyed the Kingsglaive movie. But it's your experience with the franchise.
I've played all, but I haven't completed all. I haven't played any Final Fantasy game actually, but I played all of them except for 9, 8, 12. Yeah, those. And I've played the MMOs as well.
But it's fair to say your experience with the brand.
I mean, I think rather than saying experience with Final Fantasy as a whole, I'm experienced with JRPGs.
Yeah, which this game is.
Which is basically what the best representation of Final Fantasy style is. It's very similar to Dragon Quest.
Before we start the main review, how long have you actually played with the game so far?
I have, according to this, 10 hours on record so far, 10 hours, and just getting to the end of Chapter 2. And I kind of forced myself to get to the end of Chapter 2 because I heard that Alex was on Chapter 6 because he wasn't really exploring that much. He was trying to get...
Well, no. I'm on Chapter 6 now. I kind of haven't done that many side quests just because the way I like to play RPGs, I like to do like the main story first because the story always ends up getting ruined on Reddit for me because I'm a follower of like all these subreddits. So I like to complete the main story first so I don't get ruined by spoilers, and then I will go back and I will play the game properly with like all the side missions and such.
Oh, you mean like you start again from the beginning?
Yeah. So
okay.
like I'll do one play. I did it with Mass Effect 3 because the Mass Effect 3 ending got leaked for me. I will do like the main story just like as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
With as minimum side quests as possible, and then I'll go back and I'll redo the entire story with all the side missions. Take my time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a good way of doing it because if you wait to the very end and go back, you're going to be fighting level 2 monsters and just get completely, just destroy them.
Yeah. So, what's your overall thoughts so far?
Amazing. Yeah, definitely the best video game I played this year. Maybe in 2 years. Like what came out last year that was really good?
Crap. What actually came out last? I can't remember anything that came out last year.
I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it?
That says so much about 2015 that I can't. I know, I'm going to have to Google this. 2015 in video games. Right, let's see what we had. We We had Dying Light.
Okay.
That was a good
Yeah,
game.
that was really good.
Oh,
It's not Final Fantasy 15 quality, but
Life is Strange. I love that.
I wouldn't say it's better than Final. Well, it's hard to. Well, they're both from Square. They're both published by Square Enix.
What else?
I mean,
City Skylines. I love that game, but that's obviously not the same. But
yeah,
complete
it's hard
game.
hard to judge it, but yeah, just to avoid searching down the entire list of Final Fantasy 15.
Uh,
2015. No, I think major titles there weren't that many.
Yeah, there weren't that many major titles, and the ones that did kind of sucked.
Kind of like this year.
No, to be fair, this year's game, as we talked in the podcast on Saturday, is really good. It's just it's been too crammed. Like, I've still got to play Dishonored 2. I've
Yeah.
still got to. I'm nowhere near Watch Dogs. I've only gotten to chapter like halfway through Watch Dogs 2, but now Final Fantasy's taken up.
And
I'm redoing Mass Effect on backwards compatibility. I've got Titanfall 2 this weekend. It's free on PlayStation. I've got so many games that I need to play this year.
and that's
This
and that's not even like branching off into like multiplayer only games. Like I
Not
haven't
even-
put nearly enough hours into Battlefield 1. I've only got like 20 hours into Overwatch. Need to play more of that.
I haven't touched Battlefield 1 for like a month now.
It's an awesome game. It's
I'll
just
tell you what came out last year. Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's a hard one. I really, really enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5.
I didn't like the ending. The ending story. It's kind of like there was a lot of content cut because of what happened.
Yeah.
To the night.
Well, there's apparently something along the lines of Final Fantasy 15 yet, but I can't really judge like how much of a bash job that is compared to. Well, I guess at the end of the day, I would prefer a bash job of adding finishing the story than just refusing to finish it like Final Fantasy.
Anyway, back to the main story.
MGS5?
What are your thoughts? What do you think?
Of the story.
Yeah.
I think you've skipped a few. It's like, what did you expect?
I mean, what do you think of the game in general?
Oh yeah, sorry. In general, yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it. If I had to give it a number, based on my current experience, it'd be like,
Keep that for later.
it'd be an interesting number.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting number. Just saying.
I think having never played a Final Fantasy game before, I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it. Like, I hate RPGs. Like, I don't hate RPGs, but I hate what I would call this game is an in-depth RPG. My kind of RPG is Mass Effect, Fallout 4, which I know some may not consider RPG, but I like an easy game to play. This game, even though it's got a lot of depth, is still very accessible for me to play. I knew after doing the tutorial what to do instantly. Like, it was. I'm surprised. It's taken 4 years, but this seems like the first proper next-gen game.
Which is funny because I mean, technically with the PS4 Pro and the upcoming Xbox Scorpio next year, it's kind of the end of the gen, in a way.
Well, they keep saying it's not, but those are effectively the PS5 and the Xbox 2.
Technically, the Switch is going to be the first next gen console.
Yeah, true. But anyway, so we both seem to like it. But
Yes.
I want to ask, for someone who's not played a game, what do you expect when you going into this game? Do you expect a hardcore JRPG, or do you expect a Fallout 4-esque RPG?
Are you asking me or asking?
I'm asking you.
Right.
Because you're the RPG expert in residence.
Oh, and like it's based on like how they've advertised it or whatever,
Or just general from your gameplay. So like, what to expect? I mean.
Right. What to expect? Yeah, highly accessible, very, very accessible. The combat reminds us both a lot of Batman Arkham City, but because of the added verticality of the combat, I feel like it surpasses Arkham
It kind
City.
of also reminds me of Dragon Age Inquisition a lot.
How's the combat?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But in the way that it's very button mashing, and it's like. It's not like it's the first Final Fantasy game not to have turn-based combat.
Well, the first main series game.
Yeah, but I think in the way if you've played Dragon Age Inquisition or even Batman, you'll kind of understand the combat.
It's very fluid, it's very satisfying. Like there's loads of really cool animations.
Yeah, I'll give them that. Yeah,
and you can do like a lot of stuff without actually intending to. Like I had this one really cool moment which I didn't actually happen to capture, but hopefully there's something that's kind of cool on screen. is where I teleport shot over a guy, stab backwards, and then the game automatically flipped me up into the air as I swapped to my spear to stab down and finish him.
That's happened to me.
It's just all very fluid gameplay, and the way the weapons switch are really good. But I think that's going to come more in the gameplay segment of the thing. So onto story and narrative.
Oh, God's sake.
As a person who watched the film and has watched the anime and had all the backstory at first, which is both a good thing and a bad thing for this game, surprisingly. I think the story is okay. I'm only on chapter 3, so I can't really deem it much. It seems like classic Final Fantasy. Guy wants to take over the world. You've got to stop him, and you're going to get really overpowered along the way by using magical doodads.
Yeah, except for me, don't go into the story. I like the idea of the story. Yes, it's very much a cliche of empire takes over the land. You've got to fight the empire and save the girl and win the day. It's nothing special, and I'm kind of disappointed. And I understand it's very much a Square Enix thing, but if you go into this game not as a casual gamer, it's very convoluting, and unless you watch Kingsglaive, especially the anime series, not so much, but Kingsglaive especially, you have no idea what's going on, and it suddenly goes from like peaceful, idyllic, prequel kind of elements to basically foobar in like 20 minutes, and you're like, I have no idea. I knew what was going on because they insert scenes from the film into it, but if you're just a random Joe from the street, you're gonna have no idea what's going on.
See, I think I actually disagree with that aspect. I think that Kingsglaive, I actually think the Kingsglaive should have been released after the game came out.
Yeah,
like
it's good. It's a good film, by the way.
Yeah,
I just want to add that.
A lot of people don't like it in reviews and stuff, but
really? I love it.
It's a really good action film, if anything. It's got some really good action scenes in it, and it's got a lot of tension. Mini review on Kingsglaive there. But yeah, I feel like there's one particular point in the game, which is like the major spoiler point that we're gonna point out, is that at the end of chapter 1 is when Kingsglaive happens, and basically the main thing of Kingsglaive is that your home city falls to the evil Nilfenheim.
Yeah.
And the way the game shows this is in two different ways. It shows you some cutscenes from Kingsglaive, which shows Regis being cut down and the princess escaping. Which, admittedly, is a way of showing people that hasn't seen the movie a bit of what went on.
Yeah,
but
you understand more context if you've seen the movie, obviously.
But I actually watched someone play the game that hadn't seen the movie, and I agree with the first thing they said about it was the fact that then you have was it Gladio? No, not Gladio. It was the other one, Ignis. Ignis comes in with a newspaper and is like really like shaken, and all the guys are reading it before Noctis does, and that's how they find out that their kingdom has fallen, and that not only is his dad pronounced dead, but Noctis and his bride to be Luna is also pronounced dead. Which the person I watched pointed out was that people reading that would think, oh well, maybe it's fake then, because I'm alive. And so, when you're actually going back to the place and like slowly it's getting darker, and like this beautiful like change, the game like changes from this like bro trip to this very dark and sinister thing.
Yeah,
and like
the first few minutes of the game did kind of annoy me because it did seem very boy bandish and not what I would enjoy. But it's kind of weird because the game changes pace very quickly.
I think it was a good move. I think it was a good move. Starting the game before it's pretty much starting the RPG before the RPG starts.
Yeah, it kind of acts as an open world tutorial in the sense that you're not chucked into the deep end straight away. So you do get a bit of backstory, albeit very small, but it does still exist.
Well, that way it made the impact of like everything going to shit a lot bigger, and it would have been bigger if you hadn't watched Kingsglaive and known what was gonna happen in that aspect.
To be fair, if I was them, I would have like made a special edition when Kingsglaive came into the came with the game.
I mean, they have.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. In the collector's edition, it comes with Kingsglaive, the anime, the art book, the guide, everything.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice collector's box. Comes with a nice little Noctis figure as well, but I'm
Nice.
too poor for such things. So I'm stuck with the regular old copy. Speaking of the copy, just to bring this up really quickly, if any of you guys own Final Fantasy 15 on the PS4 or Xbox One, it has an alternative inverted casing,
Which is really nice.
which is really cool because it's literally just a matte black background with the Final Fantasy 15 logo on it, and even the back's just black with the Square Enix logo on, and it looks way better than like the. I mean, the front cover's cool.
I keep, and it comes with a really cute like hand.
Yeah, there's like a little. It's
signs.
Yeah, it's like a little thank you thing. There's like thanks for playing, which you normally have like appear at the end of a game, but this is actually a little booklet, and it has everyone that developed it on it, all their little signatures in Japanese. You have debaters, and there's like little cartoon drawings that they've drawn. It's just basically the cutest thing I've ever seen included in a box ever, and it's nice to see developers still making use of the box.
Yeah, because I get disappointed. I miss not getting the booklet. I used to love the gaming booklets. Used to be before I got a smartphone. Used to be what I read on the toilet. Because you know, like everyone now takes.
Actually, yeah, no, I used to do that as well.
I always used to take like, the GTA handbook, the GTA 4 handbook, and it had like all the characters and like all the breakdowns. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
I used to read cheap books on the toilet.
Remember that? Remember when games came with content in the box?
In the box. Remember when games came with all the content on the disc? Oh.
I remember. But yeah, I think the story is typical. I think we can both agree. The story is typical Square Enix. It's not the. It's a very good part of the game.
Although we don't know that the ending yet, and there has been like stuff that apparently there is a big twist, or like not really a big twist, but like just something unexpected.
But what we've played so far, it's a very typical Square Enix game. It's a good RPG. Like it's a very traditional RPG, but it has got Western elements that will appeal to Western gamers. Like
yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about the story, but if we can discuss the narrative a bit, which is a bit less about the overall story, more about the not pacing, but more.
The pacing actually is a good thing to mention because the pacing is actually really good. Problem with RPGs are they struggle to get the pacing right. Like I hated in Fallout 4 how you only went in your house before the war, and it was 2 minutes, and then it was straight to the vault. I do like how it's got such an explorable area before the main game event happens, and it's like really well paced out. The missions are well paced out, even the map's well paced out. Like you don't there's like space between like
I mean it's a bit barren. Like that's one thing that you can comment about. Especially the first area. Like I've only just entered the non-desert area, which seems like it's gonna have a lot more. Like would you say as you're like halfway through the game, the main story, not the.
I'm about 45%. I would say, considering I've been doing just the main missions.
Yeah.
Talking to other people, I think I'm about. Yeah, I think I've got about 15 hours left. I'm on chapter 6. I'm just saying this, I've just started chapter 6, which is obviously there's 15 chapters.
And they seem to get longer each chapter.
Yeah, they get longer and they get more linear from chapter 12, I've heard. So yeah, I'll say I'm about halfway through. I'll probably finish it by the weekend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game very clearly, I can tell you now, just from playing like the first chapter for as long as I did, it easily has over 100 hours of content.
Oh yeah, without
easily. Like, the main campaign's about 25 hours if you try and rush it, which is 5 times the amount of an average first-person shooter.
Okay, well, I want to move on to now, because I think this is going to be quite a big one.
Wait. Before you, because I actually see it written on here. The characters, I think, is something that needs discussion, because although the story is a bit cliche, and the characters themselves are like archetypes, like very classic anime archetypes. In terms of the camaraderie and just the overall,
there's a lot of banter.
Yeah, the banter and like the fact that it is like a bro trip. Even after like the event, they still try and like they like have all these quips and that, and it really helps you connect to the characters a lot better.
I do think the voice acting in English some of the voice acting is a bit hit and miss.
I think the main cast is good.
Yeah, main cast is good, but some of the other voice acting is very hit or miss. I think, but I think the characters themselves.
I think Cindy has the best plot of the series. I think Cindy is an asset to the Final Fantasy franchise. I think Cindy
She's
is
definitely
the
got two big assets.
two big assets for these franchise. I think she's a cracking mechanic.
The only thing I wish they had done, I wish they'd done a bit more to invest you in your teammates before the main story. Even if it was like a little side quest, optional, I kind of get given these teammates and I don't really know why they're with me. I know why they're with me as such, very broadly speaking, but until the main event happens, I have no interest in them in the sense that I have no reason to care about them apart from the fact that I've been told they're my party for the game.
I think that like that's something that comes with like free roaming with them though, and I almost feel like that's deliberate that you kind of get to know them. It's pretty interesting. You're getting to know a character, but you're playing as a character that's known them for like years.
Very true.
So it's got a really interesting aspect to that, but I do agree they could have done a bit more, and could have recommended that you. I like even if the game recommended at the beginning like as an optional thing, is like you might want to watch the Final Fantasy 15 Brotherhood, which is the anime series, which basically does what you just said.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to, and you don't really have to. It's just that the game should have like mentioned
it. It's a nice thing.
The game should have been like, it's there, it exists.
So shall we move on to I think what's going to be the biggest
the biggest talking about, yeah.
The graphics and
okay, I'm gonna get mine out of the way with first. Looks really good on the PS4.
Why have you got to get yours out of the way first anyway?
Oh, it's I'm sure I'll find out. So I've shown it to Alex over Skype just to make sure that I wasn't like I don't know, assuming stuff looked better than it is. But like the textures on objects and stuff is really good. There isn't much spec mapping. Like there's like the road's shiny and some other stuff is a bit shiny, but I feel like there wasn't as much done to the graphics as there could be. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it could be pushing it a bit more. The character models look really good. What else really? Yeah, terrain's good. The terrain's good. It's a bit sparse, spread out. Which I guess my only issue with that is that and it's a bit underpopulated, at least in the desert area, but it is a desert area, so you expect that.
Yep.
The monsters look really cool. Like they're really detailed, and some of the weapons are really cool as well. Like it's hard to see weapons that you equip to your friends, but the weapons that you equip to your self, every weapon has its own unique model. I've really been enjoying using the DLC, the Day One DLC, not Day One DLC, the pre-order DLC, the Masamune from Chrono Trigger, or as it be more likely known to Final Fantasy fans, it's the sword that Sephiroth wields.
Mm.
But yeah, that's all I can really say about the graphics. It looks really good. I can't really think it got a bit framey during when I was installing the game, and it makes you do free combat.
Yeah.
Other than that, I haven't really had any frame rate issues, and I've had quite a few times where I've had like a good 20, 30 enemies on screen at once. I can't guarantee that it was hitting 30 all the time, but it wasn't anything noticeable.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. So can I start now?
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna get myself a drink or something. It's gonna take a while.
Where do I start? Like, when the Xbox One and PS4 were announced, everyone took the piss out of the Xbox because it was so underpowered, and they were like, and the Xbox were like, you won't notice a difference. Quite possibly, it's the worst in comparison to seeing run on the PS4. Yours.
And you've seen it running on the Pro as well.
Yeah, and I've seen it running on the Pro. God, it's awful on Xbox One. I'm actually surprised Square Enix have released it.
It almost feels like they didn't want to be honest. Like, and I don't understand why. Well, no, I do understand why. 13 was on the It's no longer an exclusive for because it used to be a Nintendo exclusive, then it used to be a PlayStation exclusive, and now it's not even on PC.
Yeah,
like something on PC.
PS4 and Xbox One are similar specs, and they're the same architecture this time, so it's easy to port it over and make more money. And I know I might be unique in saying this, but in general, the Xbox version is very, very poor. Like, if you have the option, buy it on PS4.
It's pretty clear where they put most of their effort into.
Yeah,
and I can I can understand why they do it for the system where all the Easter eggs and stuff and all the stuff.
For instance, I want to talk about the graphics specifically. I know this is a problem with Xbox in general, but the install time was a joke. It took at least 90 minutes on to install
Mine
it.
was 28, which was actually quite long for a PS4 game. But
Yeah, but it was ridiculous. Like I was able to go to university, have a lecture, and come back and it's still at 85%. The other problem is there's quite often when you have a lot of enemies, the frame rate does drop to I would say about 20 or so. It's not a major problem, but it's noticeable because quite often you get into like very hectic fights when lots of things are happening on the screen at once. The facial animations and cutscenes and in-game sometimes are non-existent in a sense that they'll be talking and nothing will be moving. Although it was terrible in parts of the game. It's all right at others, but it's pretty noticeably bad.
I've noticed that for some of them, and I think this is just on both versions, for some like really minor cutscenes for like side quests and some of the banter, I can't be sure of this because my Japanese is nowhere near as good enough to tell, but I'm pretty sure some of it's using the Japanese lip syncing to save time. Because you don't really have to lip sync something that that only like 1% person's gonna see if you've already done it once.
Yeah, but the other things I've got, there's a lot of kind of low res. You know when we watched the E3 demo, you and me laughed at how bad the ground looks on the Xbox version.
Yeah,
and we were like, you can't. It's obviously because it's still in alpha and it's obviously not finished yet.
Well, what I don't get is I actually saw
That's
it being.
how it looks.
I saw it being played at EGX last year, or it was this year actually, and it didn't. The terrain didn't look that bad. They were playing the Titan boss battle, and the terrain didn't look that bad. It looked the same on the PS4. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. And I'm telling you this now, it's like the terrain at points kind of looks PS2. It goes literally from PS2 to Xbox 360 standards at some times, and you're just like, it's clear that they put all their effort into the PS4 version. They've kind of just ported it over to Xbox.
However, obviously you have to give a disclaimer on this one is that for some reason every article I've read about it, and you said that a lot of people on the Xbox forums are complaining about it, is that no one really brings this up. No one brings up how about the terrain or anything for the Xbox port.
I give it credit. It's featured heavily on Reddit. But then again, this is what I'm saying. This is a review. I think some people might not have that issue, but I'm having these issues. The game's crashed for me.
It might be a bug. That's that. I think. Say. It might be a graphical glitch rather than it's just gonna look like that no matter what you do.
The game's crashed a couple of times as well.
I haven't had a crash.
I've had
10 hours.
4 crashes.
Where did what was happening when it crashed?
Oh, it's just like literally. So I think it's the RAM issue because the frame rate will go really low and then it will crash. But again, the graphics, I think, for me personally, they're passable and at points it's great, but at other points you do notice it. Like when you come round to mine at the weekend or whenever next, Jamie, I'll show you it and you'll notice it. Right. Trust me. It's all down to personal taste, so. Yeah.
Oh, it also might be. He plays his on a huge screen. I only play mine on like a little 25-inch monitor, but that generally doesn't affect games. But obviously, I'm just mentioning this just in case it's variable factors.
Yeah, it does look good on a 4K screen, even if you're not on a 4K console. Though, like the game looks graphically, it's stunning.
I mean, it's not like The Last of Us or anything like that, which is like a PS3 game. But
obviously, no, I'd say it is in terms of scale and the fact that I've not had any popping textures.
Oh yeah, no, that's something that's really impressive actually. Yeah.
Technically, for such a large open world game, the problem with Last of Us, it was very linear, so it was very easy.
Yeah. It's same with Order 66. It's because it was really linear. I would, but obviously, if you have to compare it to an open world game for graphics, you have to compare it to Witcher 3, which unfortunately it just doesn't quite stack up for that.
Yeah. Nothing. I think Witcher. Like in 2006, like Witcher became Witcher. Crysis became the game to graphically benchmark your PC on. You're like, I can run Crysis on Ultra.
Well, yeah, but Witcher 3 isn't even that hard to run. It's but Witcher 3 in terms of visual fidelity
will be the
open world. It's the open world things. Like if your game doesn't look as good as Witcher 3 open world, then you can probably put some more effort into it.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
But yeah, so that's what we have to say on the graphics. Really, it's on Xbox One and pretty damn good on PS4.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Okay, so moving on, the other lengthy thing is the gameplay. What do you think about the gameplay?
Interesting. It reminds me a lot of Persona 4 Golden, which is good.
That's a weird comparison to make.
Well, no, because Persona 4 Gold is really the only other JRPG I've ever played.
Right, right.
And I like that, but I like the way the gameplay is very accessible. Like the problem with these kind of RPGs, and the thing that I think has scared me from RPGs before, like Final Fantasy, is there's so much you have to consider. Like you have to consider attack, magic, defense, health, potions, spells, and let's say 20 other things. But this game, they've still managed to put that all in, but they've streamlined it in a way that it's very accessible, that you know what you're doing, and you don't kind of feel like...
Have you got a game over yet?
Pardon?
Have you died?
I haven't died once, actually.
I'm assuming you've got hit to 0 and you've had to heal yourself with a potion.
No, I've hit 0, and it's one of my teammates comes and rescues me.
Oh, right, yeah. No.
I've not properly died once.
I am playing on normal, though, so that might be why I'm taking a bit more of a beating. Yes, he played on easy because he's not used to RPGs. I played on normal. I'm kind of disappointed about the lack of a hard mode. I would quite like a hard mode where
apparently that's coming in like an update later, a small patch. They said they're going to do like a hard and what's it called? I think they said jokingly they're going to call it fantasy mode, where it's going to be like literally like Fallout 4's hard mode, where you have to eat. You have like, I don't know how true this is. I read it on Reddit. Inevitably. It's going to be like, you have to eat, you have to sleep. Potions don't heal you instantly.
I can see that being fun, especially like as a second playthrough.
Yeah, it's like let's see like how hard.
Like, because I feel like at the moment the combat system isn't being pushed to what it could be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm purposely taking on enemies that are like 10 levels higher than me, just to really see if the combat system's any good. It does work. You can kill like. I don't know if you went to the mines.
Yes, I did go to the mines.
You went to the mines accidentally when when the woman in front says don't go. I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you, old lady. And then you go down and you meet that level 55 thing with the giant sword.
Yeah.
That's also not a spoiler. Also in chapter 1.
You watch Archer, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, one of Lana's favourite like meme gifs things is like, no. That is pretty much me. Like I walk up, I could take on this level 37 at level 12 monster. And
wait, at level 12?
Yeah, and I'm like,
I was level 4 when I went in there.
I hate it. I was like, nope, run away.
It was so evil as well because like the whole dungeon, it's an optional dungeon, and they had a bunch of level 7 goblins in there. I was like, oh okay, I can deal with this. And then this guy literally just pushes you off the place you're walking across.
But yeah, I think in general it's a very good like
combat system. Yeah, the item usage is really good.
What I'm going to say now is if you're scared, like one kind of thing I hear people say is they're scared of kind of getting this game because they've never played a Final Fantasy game before, or they don't like JRPGs. It's very much, don't consider it Final Fantasy 15. Consider it its own game. I guarantee you now, it's very accessible whether you don't like RPGs and you like kind of simple, easy games, or whether you're an RPG like hardcore player. Wherever you stand on that grand scale of things, you're going to be well looked after.
Yeah. In terms of other than combat, speaking of combat, there's a gameplay feature I want to talk about just at the end, which is a bit more spoilery. But what about like equipping your guy and stuff? Like that's classic RPG. You know, you go and buy some stuff from the new store.
Like, even the upgrade menu is very much Skyrim, isn't it? It's literally a copy of Skyrim, which is a copy of
Final Fantasy X.
But yeah, like it's very easy to play. Like it's lots of depth. It's kind of like the pool is a mile wide but an inch deep, in the sense that your options are like massive, but there's not a lot of complexity behind it. Like you can very easily do whatever you want to do.
So it's like people's criticisms with No Man's Sky, but as a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no,
also,
I can see that.
This is also the first game that hasn't disappointed me from the hype. It's the first game in a long time that's
Actually,
lived up
yeah,
to the hype.
yeah. This is
Every game I've played that's been hyped, literally every game for this generation that's been hyped has been a disappointment. I've enjoyed it, don't get me wrong,
Mm.
but it's been a disappointment to what I was expecting. This is the first game when they've been like, yep, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then like I'm like, oh wow, and then like, oh wow, they've actually delivered, and then some.
Sorry if you heard beeping. It's because you just tagged me in something, and that's gonna come up in the recording.
Yeah, I tagged the Rick and Morty meme.
And then it just started beeping. Oh man, we're
Yeah.
so professional on the in the. That's another reason we don't call it a review, is because a review can't go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
And tangents are like the best things to go off on, and I closed it, not forgetting that I actually need it. I just need to mute myself from that thing. Okay. That was a mistake.
Anyway, back to
Okay,
subject.
close. I haven't found many. Have you?
No, and it pisses me off that the clothes have stat value. I wish you had the option to like.
I like it because it's instead of armor. That's the
Yeah,
important
good.
thing. That's the
Yeah,
that's the
actually,
important thing that you gotta remember. It's replacing armor.
Yeah, I've not found any clothes vendors, and it's annoying me because I want to change my clothes. But all the clothes I've got, which are standard, are like worse than what the default is, like stat wise. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm still on that.
Well, there's like bonuses and stuff, and like a lot of the pickups I found. Like I found a friendship bracelet or whatever, or a ring of friendship or whatever. It like boosts your chances of getting link attacks. There's some really good stuff. There's like a star crown which makes you immune to poison.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, the accessory systems is very RPG, very Final Fantasy, and it works really well. And the outfits are pretty cool from what I can find of them. I might actually have to look up where to find some of the early ones in chapters because I want some more cool stuff. Also, speaking of outfits, the game at the very beginning starts with a prologue, or not a prologue, a future thing, where like they're all grown up.
We're gonna stop talking about that
Hmm.
because I'll explain. Well, I can't explain later because it will spoil the game. But just forget about that for now.
Okay,
It's a very big spoiler tag.
fair enough. Just something that I found apparently has bigger meaning. So just obviously keep an eye out for what you see in the story.
It doesn't have. I can tell you what it like. I can tell you about it, and it won't make much sense. But then once you get to chapter 6, chapter 7, especially later on, you'll be like, oh, you'll make the link if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, right. That's all I can read. Yeah, so really good gameplay.
Definitely, the gameplay is accessible, but also not boring either, and not.
It's very flashy as well. Like magic system. I should go over that real quick.
I'm not a fan of the magic system.
I like it. It's I believe you can buy magic on its own as well. Like you buy certain spells that you can't craft. It's pretty good. You can like combine the raw elements together along with an item to create like some super magic, like tri-casting and stuff.
Oh, I know I'm going to go completely off tangent here again, but I just wanted to add, Total Biscuit?
Yeah.
He's just tweeted like a second ago that apparently his latest scan results show further shrinkage and no spread. So that's like one good bit of news for 2016.
Okay, there we go. You heard it here first, folks.
I like Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuit's an
Actually, I would check his Total Biscuit's not Final Fantasy Titanfall for because that's great.
I mean,
anyway,
back to the magic system on screen. Well, there should have been at some point on screen. Me crafting a bunch of different stuff. I might go back and actually record a bit more magic crafting because I feel like that's the one element that I hadn't done much on. That and fishing. I didn't get any fishing footage. Fishing is basically a fish sim. To explain it best, it's a fishing sim. It works pretty well. It's kind of fun. There's mini games in the game. There's like a little pinball thing which I don't understand how to play at all, but you get points from it, and the guys seem to like you for doing it. So
I like pinball.
Wait, how'd you play it?
I just press buttons.
Yeah, it's like the best way of describing it, it's like a mobile phone game. That aspect is like you're not really doing anything, and it's not difficult at all. But the visuals are making you feel pleased for what you're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so any other gameplay? Oh yeah, gameplay. You level up by sleeping, which is
Yeah,
very
I actually like that a lot.
well. I haven't actually died yet, but I can see how that really like that actually.
Even if you don't die, later on by sleeping, you get actually XP boost. So like,
Well,
I've
yeah,
got
no.
it's giving me a 1.5% boost because
There's like a in the first chapter. There's an area where if you pay 10,000 gil, it gives you a 2.0 experience boost, which is really good. Yeah, that's not really much of a spoiler. It's just the store that you can go to.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, and I think the reason they did that is because they wanted to punish the players for dying, but not punish them a huge amount, but making them lose save data. Like normally in a Final Fantasy game, if you died, it'll take you back to your last time you saved, right?
yeah.
I mean, I don't think this game does that. Otherwise, it wouldn't actually have the sleeping system.
But that is very true.
I actually have to go and die in Final Fantasy to figure that out intentionally. I'll just go and fight a Iron Giant. So other things. Has a day and night cycle. Day, really nice, pretty easy to get around. Night cycle, don't do it. End of the video on that aspect.
Just like nope. It's also got a great weather system. I love the weather system, even though it looks a bit rough on Xbox. Again, the weather system's great.
Oh, you mean like the sandstorms and the rain and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, the game looks the best when it's wet.
I also
Like-
want to add. I don't like the driving.
The driving is a bit of an interesting one. I'm assuming you've used chocobos by this point.
Yes.
Yes. So that works a lot better than the driving, right? Because you can actually go around on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So driving is really more of a way of. It's kind of like when you drive from point to A to B in GTA.
I kind of feel like they're covering for loading screens because like it takes you a while to get to a mission, and by the time you get there, it seamlessly loads. I kind of feel like they're just covering for.
I don't think so because it's not long. It's not like trying to think of an example of a game that does that. Tie the Tiger, PS2 game. Anytime you the way that they did that was that they used to put you into a room. It's like the classic, they seal the door behind you, and then you wait inside this room while the door in front of you opens.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a really, really good way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game, by the way. Buy that game. It's on PC now. But yeah, it's I would say that the driving isn't really a main focus. I mean,
But it's
the
worth
car
noting-
is the main focus because like you can play a load of songs from the original Final Fantasy. I'm just saying, driving around when the main event the event happens in Chapter 1, and you're driving, and when the game changes its tone.
Yeah.
And it was just playing my, it like plays your music or whatever. I had Sephiroth's theme, One Winged Angel, which is the dun 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 dun. Sephiroth's theme. You probably heard of it. Yeah. So that was pretty cool, and you can like swap between them. You can buy new albums and stuff. You can buy all the albums of the different Final Fantasy games. And it's really nice fan service to say the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. The music is very good. Like the soundtrack.
And then,
I can see this game winning best audio. To be
oh
honest.
yeah, no, Square Enix is well, that depends because the Square Enix is also doing Kingdom Hearts 2.8, and there's
Mass Effect's coming out as well. Mass Effect usually has a great original soundtrack as well.
And 0.2 is gonna obviously be its own game, so it'll probably be able to be nominated to the category. And it's the composer. I met her. I went to a concert, and she's really cool. Cool
Yeah,
person.
the music.
Really good music.
Music is really good, and
It's,
the quality.
it's all like epic and orchestral and like
Yeah. It's not just like a cheap kind of. They've obviously put a lot of effort into music, and it shows. Like the quality of the music is like really engaging. Kind of when your boss battles happen, music builds.
It also makes like simple fights that are like taking a bit too long really good because the longer you fight the enemy, like the more it builds up.
Actually, that's the thing. The music's pace as well. We talk about gameplay, but the music's pace. It's not just boring, if that makes sense.
Well,
like
I've noticed that if you go into like a shop, especially at the beginning, if you, like when you're outside, it's got like this one song, and then when you go into the shop, it warps that audio to like have a more like of a homely feeling because you're inside a building.
Yeah,
it's like when you swim underwater in a video game and like it adds the filter effect. But no, yeah, definitely. Overall gameplay, solid 10 plus.
Yeah.
Audio is really good as well. Okay, so the last thing on our list before we go to our summaries is the season pass worth it or not? Do you know what's in the season pass?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm certainly not just type in season pass
Okay,
Final
so right,
Fantasy
the season
15.
pass is a pretty interesting one. It is story DLC, but it's not main story DLC. What it is it's basically a collection of missions for each person rolling out. So I think they're doing Prompto first. So like
Yeah.
that way you can get to know him even more
Oh
doing these
God, hang on.
missions.
Actually, to be fair, no, we don't know.
Don't we?
As of like, they haven't announced it yet. It's going to. They've said it's going to be like.
No, they definitely said that they were that they were rolling out DLC. That would, like there'll be a Prompto DLC, there'll be a thingy DLC, and the
Mm,
final DLC is apparent. They have confirmed this is that they are doing co-op.
yeah.
That is so
I would love to. I would love to see like cross gen. I know it won't happen, but I would love to see cross platform.
cross-platform. Oh yeah, that'd be fun to play with.
There's also apparently a lot of it. It's going to be at least 12 packs of custom skins and clothing DLC.
Yeah, I mean, like no one's gonna buy that. I'm probably gonna buy that.
But yeah,
it depends on what. Like if they bring in like Sora's outfit from Kingdom Hearts, I don't care if it's £2. I'm buying it. You know,
you mean
it's
I'm buying it for you?
Yeah,
The money I
much.
give you.
Pretty much. It's just ridiculous. It's
Fair,
fun.
Season pass at this point is not worth it because
You
the
know what it
story
is.
itself is really big, and I've kind of got burnt with season passes with Fallout 4s, which was terrible.
Well, the thing is with a season pass is you don't have to buy it day one. It doesn't change. It's never cheaper. I've noticed this. Most games don't make it cheaper to buy it with the game.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
should. I think they should make it like £15 if you buy it with the game.
Well,
'Cause-
most do because usually you get a £40 standard edition.
Also,
And
it's also
60
cheap. It's cheap. The season pass I've heard, isn't it? It's not. It's
Um,
not the full $30 that it normally is.
it depends. Yeah, on Amazon. Oh, yeah, it's only 20 quid on Amazon.
Yeah, and it's normally the price of the game.
Yeah, and then some.
Yeah, so actually at that price,
Battlefield.
depends on how much
Call of Duty.
depends on
Every EA game.
how much you've been enjoying the company of that, and all
But
just
I think, to be fair, right now, story deals, the on disc content is so much
Mm.
that you can wait.
Yeah, and they added some free missions with the day one update.
Oh yeah, a day one update is worth it. Like,
Well,
I think.
there's this one the one part that if you it's hard. Well, obviously, once you've read this, you've either read it or watched this, you've either played the game or was spoiled on the thing anyway, so it kind of stops it. But I
Yeah.
recommend if you tell anyone of your friends that hasn't played it yet, that just to skip the Kingsglaive cutscene,
Yeah,
because
you
I think
explain that because I didn't enjoy that bit at all.
I think I think it looks stunning. Like it does look like the film, and it's a good trailer, like a good way of
Yeah.
making someone want to watch the film. But it doesn't need a trailer for the film. It should just be. It should just have the storytelling because this game has a really good storytelling when it wants to be,
Yeah,
which is I think really good for Square Enix. As they sometimes they've been struggling a bit with 13, but
yeah, no, yeah,
But yeah,
the story. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were saying.
yeah, sorry. But yeah, definitely season pass. I wouldn't say get it right now. I would say wait for the first piece of content to come out, and then
I think it's due to come out in about mid-December.
Mid-December. Oh, really?
I've heard. I think that's going to be minor DLC. I don't think the story DLC itself is due out to come out in
March.
January. I think is the
January.
first one.
Okay, so one more thing before we go to the specifics of our individual summaries. Do you think it's coming to the Switch? Not do you want it to come to the Switch? Do you think it is coming to the Switch?
Ooh,
Alright.
yes.
Explain why.
I don't think it will come to the Switch yet. I think in a year's time, when all the DLC is out, I think the Game of the Year edition will come to the Switch.
You mean like Batman did to the Wii U?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think in a year's time we will see Final Fantasy 15, the complete edition,
Okay.
launch on Xbox, PS4. I think we'll see their Game of the Year edition also launch on PC and Switch.
What I can also see is if they do right, say that it is on launch, like you can buy
Yeah.
a part of it, right? And they'll show if they have it, they will show it in January because
Yeah,
it is a
if
dumb
they
move
have that,
not
I'll
to.
probably buy it again just because that's the kind of game I'd love to play on
Play
the
on the go,
train.
yeah. And I think the important thing about knowing is that if it is, that proves how easy it is to port. This game has been in development for 10 years. If they can port it over in like the 4 months they've had the development kit,
Yeah.
it's going to be a really big thing for the big thing for the Switch.
To be fair, if they can show that, that will do so much for the Switch. Just because
Yeah, but I wouldn't
Basically,
put too much hope on it. Same with I wouldn't expect Mass Effect Andromeda to be on it, and
but
same with.
I think it will be because I know this is off of a tangent. I think Mass Effect Andromeda will be because, according to several different sources, all citing different people, March 17th, we agreed, is the rumored launch date in in Europe and North America for the Switch,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. Right.
And it's also the same launch date for Mass Effect Andromeda. And EA developers tweeted that they are developing that upcoming games are coming to the Switch before that tweet got deleted. And the major EA game coming out next year, apart from FIFA 18, is Mass Effect Andromeda.
So I think the only problem I have with the date being the same is that we got burnt on that because the Switch reveal was the same date as Red Dead 2's. So
that was a disappointment, to be fair.
So I do feel like that we should probably rely more on the tweet than the fact that it's the same day, because I think it's just that some really weird coincidences are happening. Anyway, tangent over. You Xbox summary, go. Do it.
Yeah. But you were saying, yeah.
Xbox summary, go on. Do it.
Oh God. I know it's going to cause a shitstorm in the comment section. It's okay. It's definitely better in my opinion. You haven't seen it on PlayStation to get it on PlayStation 4. It's a good game. I like it. It's very showing how they've tried to push they've even not bothered to give the Xbox version much love, or the Xbox hardware is showing issues with it. I'll be interested to see what this game runs like on the Scorpion next year. Put it that way. I think if they can do an update for the Scorpion, that might help. But right now, the Xbox version, I would, if I had to give it, even though we don't do scores unofficially, I would probably give the Xbox version 7.5 out of 10, and that's mainly because of the hardware limitations of the hardware and not because of the game. The game itself is amazing. What about you for PlayStation?
Sorry, Sky. Fucking Steam or Steam notifications.
Gaming problems. Hashtag.
Yeah. I would say for the PS4 summary. Graphically, it looks really good. I haven't seen that many issues. It doesn't seem to get framey. I wouldn't say it's consistent 30. Stuff I've read that it's not a consistent 30 FPS. But it's not laggy. I think is the important thing to notice here. Like, you won't notice it unless you're one of those people that can really see, like, really tell FPS. And I like.
Yeah.
I flip back from PC at 120 FPS to like console at 28 FPS over time, so it should be doable. Music-wise, obviously, I don't think it's any different on the systems. Really good.
Yeah, quality's great.
Yeah, but so in terms of versions, there's no exclusive content for the PS4.
I think he's getting the DLC early.
I can see that. Like, I would be surprised if Square didn't like give more attention to like the fans that made them.
Yeah, and that's fair point.
But yeah, I would give it if I had to give it, and because my only complaints with the game. The camera's hard to control sometimes, but that's a problem with every third-person action game ever.
Especially open world.
Open world. The dialogue for some of the banter repeats occasionally, but that's obviously just gonna happen.
I've not had that yet.
I've had some of the banter repeat, but it's like very rare, and I think it might just be it's like that I've interrupted them, and so they've started it from the top again.
Yeah.
The stories I can't really dock any points for because it is Final Fantasy, and in terms of expectations, I wasn't expecting an epic.
Also, I was supposed to add something. So I'm reading on Wired magazine, basically an article from 2013 when they're talking about when the game was announced, and in all the artwork there seems to be a 15 member. I'll send you the video. I'll send you the thing on Facebook.
Right.
But in all the art, there seems to be a 15 member. Wonder what happened to him. It's just a side. It's just a side note. I know it's not relevant to what we're talking about, but yeah, it seems to be they cut a character out.
Yeah. Well, it might be at the very end of the game.
No, like it seems like he's in all the advertisements. Yeah, there you go. I've sent it to you on Facebook. See the guy at the back right.
The back right.
Yeah.
No, he's in it. That's cool.
Oh, is that the Immortal guy?
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh,
minor spoiler there. But that is pretty. That's revealed pretty
okay.
early as well in chapter
That's just
2.
that's just me being like a real Final Fantasy noob.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was confused. I don't know why he's on the artwork though. But I guess he is in quite a lot of the game that I played so far. Does he stick with you quite some time? Don't tell any specifics.
I haven't seen him in a while,
Okay.
and nothing's happened to him yet. I just haven't seen him in a while.
Okay, so maybe it just be that they put him on the front cover because they're like he's like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was meant to have a bigger part, but they decided in the end that it would be better just to keep it to the guys, which is fine. But yeah, if I had to give it an overall rating based on the very few minor gripes I have, I give it a solid 9.5.
Yeah,
I would say it is a must buy for fans of RPGs.
Overall, I think it's a must buy game. The only things I want to say, I'm going to say this right now. I want to say the good things are, even though the cast sometimes get on my nerves,
Yeah.
later on in the game, they do feel kind of like relevant, realistic, and they kind of, you don't get bored of them. The combat system is amazing. Like, I love the combat system, and there's lots to do. Even though the world's quite barren, side quests are amazing. The bad things I'm going to say, apart from the Xbox One performance, I think the overall world-saving, plot is very cliche and very predictable. I also think the astral summons are kind of tough to predict, and they're not that interesting.
I haven't actually got any summons, and
Have you not yet?
If it works like any other, I'm going to assume it works like any Final Fantasy summon is. You use the summon, and whatever you're fighting is dead.
Yeah. I think overall, though, to be fair, considering it's had a very, 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 very rough road from development hell.
Yeah,
it's a game. It's much better.
I think this is the opposite end.
Yeah,
the opposite end of Duke Nukem.
But often games that have been in development for a long time, such a long time, when they come out, they're not that good because either the graphics are outdated because they started development, or it's kind of just like,
or it's Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, but I'm surprised how well it works, and like how, even though it's been in development, how good the final quality is. And like I said, I've said this again before, it's the first game in a long, long time that I've played and hasn't made me go, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm itching to wrap this up review and play it and just play some more of it. Is basically what I want to do. I want to edit the footage. I want to play some more Final Fantasy, but I'm gonna just use the excuse of getting more footage for the review to play more Final Fantasy, but don't tell Alex. So final thing is obviously we said must buy. Normally it's either a buy, wait to buy, or don't buy, and I would say it's,
we got rid, I want to add that, and even though this is our first review, we got rid of the 1 to 10 scale because we kind of feel that's subjective to your own opinion, whereas generally with most games you can make a combined consensus on what it like, whether the game
if it's worth buying.
I think even if you're not an RPG fan, it's worth buying, and even if you haven't played a Final Fantasy game before, it's worth buying.
Like, I'll add this footnote. It's a buy to everyone that basically likes video games that lets you exclusively play simulation games. I think it's the best way of describing it.
It's possibly, though, a wait if your only console's an Xbox One.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm going to say, I know not everyone's had that problem, but I'm saying it now. Unless you've got a PS4, I would wait for the first patch or so because it's not that good right now.
Yeah. And obviously if it's based on the power of the console, patches might not be able to fix the issues.
But yeah, yeah.
So that's the first of our reviews. They come out every
whenever. Yeah, these reviews are like the add-on to our main free podcast. Yeah. But to let you know, actually, do you think, considering the game really came out this week, we'll see anything at the Video Game Awards tomorrow, like DLC announcements or anything?
I don't think so. I wouldn't actually be surprised if they tried to real quickly try and get the voters to vote up again with the addition of Final Fantasy 15 for Game of the Year.
Just like some final.
Because it would win no problem with that category.
Yeah. But yeah, do you want to go over the plans for tomorrow for our listeners? Or tomorrow or today.
It'll be today because by the time this well, whenever you
It's only
read
8
this.
o'clock.
Yeah, he'll put something on the article about it, and you can tweet with your thing. Your thing, yeah. We're gonna be live streaming the Game Awards 2016.
With alcohol.
With some drinking games, because I don't know, it's getting better each year, but every time, like, especially before it was the Game Awards, was it before Spike TV Awards? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It was Spike TV Awards. There you had like stuff like the guy from Community, Joel.
Oh god, that was the funniest thing. I just switched off. Like, it was so fucking cringeworthy.
John McHale, that's it, and like just someone that very clearly was doing it for a paycheck.
Let's be honest, it was fucking awful, wasn't it?
Oh my! I've just realised what I'm putting at the end of the video. I'm taking that clip from Community where Leonard says with a bag of chips, "It's a buy."
That should be our general thing now. To do.
That's gonna be the general thing. Yeah, just have Leonard with the. Please don't sue me, Dan Harmon, and hurry up with Rick and Morty season 3.
Yeah, stop playing fucking games. I've wanted season 3 now.
But yeah. So we're gonna be live streaming that, and we're gonna be giving our opinions afterwards, and then there'll be
might finally join us.
And then like a few days after, we'll actually upload a podcast, a discussion about.
I think our Saturday podcast discussion.
About it.
I think to be fair, it'll be talking more about what we'll see, because even though we know we're going to get Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay, thank God, I'm probably going to touch myself over that tomorrow. And we're going to get Uncharted 4. We're not going to get any Spider-Man footage.
Aren't we?
No, they've just tweeted they're not going to get any Spider-Man footage.
Oh, that sucks. Spider-Man.
We're meant to get some new Duke Nukem gameplay for a new game.
I'm really interested in that.
Apparently, get the new what's that game called? Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Because Bethesda's quite quiet, and possibly I hope we're going to get an extended Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer.
No, I mean like gameplay.
Not gameplay, but actual.
At the end it says Nintendo Switch.
And
we're hoping to see some logos.
And hopefully, I'm just begging at anything. I know it's not going to happen, but a small part of my heart hopes we get some Switch news.
Well, we are getting some Switch news because Breath of the Wild gameplay is going to be there.
Oh yeah, true.
And they're not going
that's rumored to be showed on Switch.
Well, yeah, but they've shown so much of the Wii U footage already. I don't think they're going to be showing the. Well, I'm pretty sure the latest gameplay was on the Switch. Okay, so that wraps up our review of Final Fantasy 15. Well, 24 hours of Final Fantasy 15. I hope you guys enjoyed that, or if this is too much for you, I'm sure you've just read the.
I just like to add now, the cheapest place to get it in England right now is Amazon.
Yes, Amazon.
And it's next day delivery. And for some reason, it's really expensive digitally. I want to get it digitally, but it's like 59 quid in the UK store. And
it's like you want to get the PS4 version digitally?
How much is the PS4 version?
Yeah, it's the same. It's like, I don't know. It's weird.
But yeah, it's cheapest on Amazon.
Cheapest on Amazon.
And you still get you can still get the day one edition, which comes with like some day one DLC.
Some pretty nice weapons. But yeah, overall, great game. Go out and buy it, and we'll see you guys at the live stream.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye.